Am I in the shot? I really hope I'm in the shot. Hello everyone and welcome back to me. So I filmed this entire video yesterday and then in a horrible mishap, it all got deleted. So pissed off. I don't have words for it. Anyway, let's try and catch up on lost time. So today I'm going to be talking about popular series which I have not finished. So it's not going to be talking about series which I haven't even started that are popular. Things like Throne of Glass, or Percy Jackson, or anything written by Mark Lawrence. That stuff isn't going to be in here. But basically, I am just going to, launch into it. This is a continuation of a series which I'm trying to do of popular stuff that I haven't done, or popular things that I should read, or you should read. I'm going to start with junior fiction middle grade, then I'm going to move on to YA, and then I'm going to move on to adult fiction fantasy. Because nobody reads contemporary, get out of here. Okay, thank you. The first series that I'm going to talk about is the Skullduggery Pleasant series by Derek Landy. I started this series probably when I was about 13. It's part of one of the first series that got me into reading. I really love this series, but I kind of got up to about book 5, I think. Anyway, I got up to Mortal Coil, and then I kind of stopped. Yeah. Like all of these series, much of the problem is I don't own the next book, and so that is partly why I haven't jumped onto it. Those of you who don't know, the Skullduggery Pleasant series follows a girl called Stephanie Edgley. At the beginning of the series, she's really young. Each book covers a year, but basically, after the death of her uncle and the reading out of the will, some interesting things come out, and she runs into this guy called Skullduggery Pleasant, who from the picture on the front, that's him, yep, you can see the interesting, calorific defects that he has right there. Talk about fast-paced fashion. I really love the fact that this is set in Ireland, and so I'd always read it out with an Irish accent in my head. And Derek Landy is actually a martial arts trainer, so all of the fight scenes are always really good in this, all of the jibes and the quips, and it's very funny. I will get onto this at some point. The second series is the How to Train Your Dragon series by Crescenta Cowell. I really love this series. I really love it. It was one of the first things that me and my cousins were kind of competition-y reading together. This series, if you don't know, is nothing like the TV series or the movie. I really love the TV series and the movie for what they are, but they're completely different to the books. The only thing they've copied are the names, basically. This follows Hiccup Horrendous Haddock III, who is telling his story of when dragons were around, when dragons were real. It's not kind of a Quoth narrative. Despite being son of the chief, Hiccup is not big and booming like his father. He does not want the Night Fury or whatever they're called. That's not what it's called in that. That's the movie that's influencing my brain. I don't remember what the official dragon that the chief is supposed to have. Anyway, he instead gets a tiny little dragon called a common old garden, which basically he gets by accident. It's filled with incredibly adorable pictures throughout the entire thing. I seriously love it. If you've never checked it out, do. So now moving into YA genre category. The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. This series basically follows a girl called Blue, who's kind of part of a supernatural family, and she's always been predicted that she's gonna die when she meets her true love, or when she kisses her true love, or something, and then at the start of the book, it's predicted this is the year she's gonna die. I read the first 3 books in this series. I kind of started The Raven King, and I just couldn't. And so I put it down, and I haven't picked it back up again. So many people rave about this series, but I just don't get why. Really hate Blue, really hate Gansey, really hate all the other characters. I don't gel with anybody, they're all so annoying. I'm not actually sure if I'm ever going to pick this up again, to be quite perfectly, amazingly honest. Yeah. Next series that I have is The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I read Cinder, and then I read Scarlet, and then I went to pick up Crest, saw how big it was, and ran away like a scared little puppy. These stories basically tell loose retellings of fairy tales, except for that it's post-World War III or IV or something, I don't remember anymore. Some people that have colonized on the moon and mutated, hence Lunar. Basically, I really enjoyed the first book. Second book had me kicking the main character going, why did you? I really hated the dude, okay? I'm not, again, sure if I will pick up this series and continue it. The next series is the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. This series, if you don't know, is basically set in the Shadowhunter world where there's like people that are blessed with kind of angelic-y bits of powers and they go and slay demons. Anyway, Shadowhunter world, if you don't know about it, go read it. I read the first book and then the second book and then I got to Clockwork Princess and I didn't finish it. Finally moving into adult fantasy, and probably my biggest shamefulness one is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I read The Hobbit when I was a kid ages ago, but that doesn't really count, it's not part of the trilogy. I read The Fellowship of the Ring, started The Two Towers, got halfway through The Two Towers, I think I put it down and I don't remember, I didn't pick it up again, I don't know why. This fantasy series is basically the parents to every other bit of fantasy that we basically know. I really need to finish it, and I don't know why. I have to stop hating me. I already hate me enough for us both, okay? Don't, I can't deal with it right now. And the last series that I have here is the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. This book, I read The Final Empire, and I was not thrilled. There's so many things that I loved about this book. I'm a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson. I really want to continue with this. I really know I need to read Well of Ascension and then whatever the final book is called, I don't know what it's called. I have a lot of friends who've read this and absolutely love it. They literally cannot stop talking about it or pestering me. So I probably need to finish this so I can A, get them off my back, and B, join in their conversations. But if you don't know, the Mistborn trilogy is basically about people who can ingest metals and then burn those metals to use powers. If you want to know more, go check it out, but it is honestly some of the coolest concepts ever. I just had a few issues. Maybe I am the issue. I don't know. This was fun. Let's do it again sometime soon. Bye. Leave us your junk in the description. It's probably a song for that, but I'm not listening to song. I give you dispensation. I don't have the spirit anymore. Just keep walking, contemporary. Nobody can hear you. I love you. It said something really right. Contemporary's not very nice to me. We're not on the best of speaking terms. Exams are just about to hit, so